Hello. As you can see, why do I have to always have issues? Yes, you're back. I'm just from watching Arsenal face AC Milan, and they have won 1-0. Bukayo Saka scored the only goal, but then even after the game, they had to they had to do penalties, and AC Milan won those penalties. Now, the thing with that game is that I haven't seen a big change from the way Arsenal is playing right now compared to how Arsenal was playing last season. Like there's no any major change. We haven't seen the signings, most of the signings, but we have seen Zubimendi, and ah, you can say it was a first match, and it was just less than 45 minutes. So again, you can't rate him based on that. But Arsenal is the same in the way they play, in the way they depend on the same person to keep scoring, in the way other people are just selfish. Martinelli was selfish. And I know some positives, and a lot of people, not a lot of people, Arsenal fans have been making this is similar to Club World Cup. This is not similar to Club World Cup. Like, people don't understand what Club World Cup is. Club World Cup is not a pre-season friendly. It's not a pre-season tournament. It's not like the summer series that is happening in US. It's not like whatever usually happens. Asian series, Asian Premier League series that usually happens during preseason. It's not like any other competition. I think people will understand 4 years to come, like in 2029, how how many teams, how many big teams will want to participate in that trophy. People will understand how massive the Club World Cup will be when people will be really spending to just get a chance to be in that competition. People will really be working so hard to be among the top clubs in UEFA, top clubs in Africa, top clubs in South America, to just be, because as at now, I think it's the most rewarding competition. Yeah, it rewards more than Premier League, it rewards more than uh, Champions League. Does it reward more than Premier League? I might be ahead of myself, but it is, if not the first, probably the second or third, and it will be the most glorious competition after the World Cup. Now, Singapore, you're champions of Singapore. We understand. Over the years, there have been a lot of competition. I don't know, Audi Cup, that people participated, people won, people got a trophy. We are that Emirates Cup. People participated, people won the trophies. But those are pre-season friendlies. They just have a token of appreciation. Take this trophy and go and be merry. Like, enjoy, take photos, enjoy the ambience in Singapore, enjoy the beautiful people in Singapore, take a lot of pictures. That's it. Because even while they were presenting the trophy, some people are warming down. Like, how can you allow to be presented trophy while some other team is warming down? That shows the unseriousness of what has happened. But it's a friendly. It's just like the previous friendly between, what do we call it? Liverpool versus Leeds, Tottenham versus Reading, Man United versus, I don't know what's that. Was it Leeds again? No, I've forgotten. But that's it. That's it. I'm saying that we expect the same Arsenal that you are facing last season will be the same Arsenal that will be facing this season, just with a better striker. And now, while yesterday I was talking about why this Gyökeres deal. Now, I'll first talk about Gyökeres' performance. I know yesterday I was a little, what do you say, undone. I had so much praises for him because he scored 39 goals. But because he was signed, I had to go and check all the highlights, everything, how he has been helping his team. And I realized that for those 39 goals, he scored 19 penalties, which means he scored only 20 non-penalty goals in Portugal League. Even Nunes had more non-penalty goals in that league. If I'm not wrong, I haven't put my setup in a way that I can Google right now, but I'm not wrong. I think Nunes, before he was signed by Liverpool, he had more non-penalty goals in Liga Portugal than Gyökeres. And you saw, when he came here, he was really struggling because the intensity from Portugal to Premier League is so huge. Like the difference in intensity, the difference in quality between Portugal and especially for, the bottom half of the table. Like at the top, like at the third, at the behemoth, three top Premier League, not three top Liga Portugal teams can come and survive in Premier League. But if you are talking at those at the bottom 10 or even bottom 15, they might even struggle in Championship. I'm so sure they might not survive in Championship. Like if you go to position 16 in Portugal League and you put them in Championship, they might be easily relegated. But we can say Gyökeres will be different from Nunes because he had an earlier experience. As much as Premier League was so hard for him earlier on, he was in a smaller team, but he had some experience in Premier League. And now, we probably expect that he knows what is coming to face, and he was willing to come and face. We applaud him for forcing the move here. He's not fearful of the defenders. He's not fearful of people like Dunk, people like Van Dijk, people like Chalobah, Jarrell Hato. He's not fearful of Vardiol. He's not fearful of, all these defenders. We applaud him. But he's going to face a lot of trouble. Now, that's the only big signing that happened yesterday. But still, rumors are on. There are a lot of rumors, especially with Chelsea. Yesterday again, I was wrong about Nkunku. I thought because how Nkunku had played in Club World Cup, that the team will reconsider. That the team will think he can offer a backup option for us. But the agent or the people closer to him say that he needs a lot of minutes. He's in his prime. I think he's going to 28 if he has not reached already. And he wants a lot of minutes, and he thinks Chelsea are just signing a lot of people. And he has not been having minutes even with lesser people. So, with more people coming in, he's not going to get any chance. So, he's trying to get minutes. I mean, a team that will give him minutes. And Chelsea are open about it. They have even said they are dropping the signing fee for Nkunku and Joe Felix. Like right now, they are valuing Joe Felix at 25 million. I'm not sure. These are just rumors, but you read them every day. These rumors usually come and become the truth eventually. So, this is what we believe. Nkunku is being valued less than 30. probably at the same price at 25. Joe Felix is being valued at the same price, 25. Now, there are interest for Nkunku, but not like there has not been any contact. But we are sure that he will go. Like, he doesn't have a place in the first 11, and he has said he's not going to be a backup. Joao Felix is going, and is going in Benfica. I think by the end of tomorrow, or tomorrow by but one, we'll be having probably a confirmation. But Joao Felix is going, Nkunku is going, and that brings us to the people that we expect to sign. So we are going to sign Xavi Simons again. That's expected. And I was worried yesterday because I thought we had so many wingers and we needed to ship other people away, because I thought Nkunku was not going to be sold and a lot of other people are not going to be sold. But I think as at now, because Nkunku is going, and probably I don't know what will happen to George, he'll probably be loaned. Now Xavi Simons will have space in the left wing, or probably will be playing at the attacking midfielder, and Palma will be playing in the right wing. The way they played against Flamengo and he got defeated, but during the post game press conference, Maresca was saying he was trying things that he will use in this season, and he tried it again against PSG and it worked. So I'm thinking Maresca is fond of changing a lot of, is fond of making a lot of trials. Is fond of trial and error. Is fond of rotational positioning. Is fond of doing a lot of tactical coaching, tactical positioning, space, and we might be having a game where we have Estevao, we have Neto, we have Joe Pedro, we have Xavi Simons, and we have Palma playing. I'm just not sure the defenders will like, because it will reach a time where we'll be having only 2 defenders at the back and Cucurella. Because and that's what he said. He said that in the 25 persons that you want for next season, he'll want 9 strikers or 9 forwards. Which means next season we are going to be a very, very, very attacking team. And because Arsenal are playing the same, Liverpool are playing nearly the same, it's a form of gen pressing, but hoof and puff. Man City is playing nearly the same way. I think we have a chance. We have a huge chance. We have a huge chance to make a huge difference compared to the other teams. This is what I'm just, this is not even far off. This is not even about being biased. It's just, it's that it's what's happening. It's what's happening. If you have seen the game with Arsenal, it's the same. It's the same game. I was even wondering, they were not even crossing. Of course, they were making some through passes, but they were not even crossing. So I don't know how they're going to play with Gyökeres. Probably they're going to use Gyökeres the same way that Delap has been playing, like a person who's just running down defenders, running everywhere with defenders. And if you do that to a striker, there's a high chance that he's not going to score. You can see the difference between who's the Tottenham Harry Kane is scoring now or last year in Bundesliga compared to Spurs. It's because Bayern has freed him from coming back to take the ball. They're bringing him the ball. Like every person in Bayern is playing to get the ball ahead. While he was in Spurs, he had to come back to take the ball because nobody was willing to bring the ball. And I think Arsenal are Of course, they are pressing people up. They have the ball most of the times, but they are not trying to get the ball to the strikers. The same problem that Haaland is facing, because Man City have the ball and they just play the ball around, around the D area. They are not trying to get the ball to the striker, to Haaland, which means he's not going to get a lot of chances. And even if you are a deadly striker, even if you are one of the best strikers in the world, if you're not getting the ball most of the times, if you're not getting the ball, if you're not getting the chances, there's no way you're going to convert. There's no way you'll be converting the same way that you used to convert. And that's why you see all these strikers, their output is reducing. Haaland output in the previous season compared to the first season when he jetted in Man City has been having a slump, like a negative slope, like a dumping down, and it's expected to continue if they keep playing that way. Now, I don't know which changes they'll be making, but that's it. Then another signing that we expect is for Jorel Hato, and I've seen the highlights. I've not been saying. I've not been. Sometimes people usually, if you're signing people from a team that people usually watches every week, if you're signing people from Italy, if you're signing people from Bundesliga, if you're signing people from the top 5 leagues, there's a high chance that some people will have watched him, or the player will have watched the player on several occasions. I hadn't watched Jorel Hato, so I had to go to his, a lot of his highlights. And he's a good player, but then again, he's playing from Ajax. He's playing in Netherlands League. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to downplay the league. I'm not saying that is not good. But a lot of people, especially in Twitter, thinks just because we are signing Jorel Hato is you can say a slightly wonder kid in defense. He runs, he tackles, that he will come here and become the first choice. I think that's not going to happen. I think he's not going to be the first choice. He plays in left center back and sometimes in left back. If he's coming in, because we have sold all the left back choices, Caleb Willy will loan him out, and then Chilwell will have to loan him out or sell him. He will come to be a backup to, we'll also sell Vega. He will come to be a backup to Cucurella. And if he wants to play in center back, he'll have to be a backup to Colwill. So it's not going to be the first. It's not going to be in the first 11. It's not going to start. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not going to start. So if you are signing a backup with Jorel Hato quality, then I think we have one of the best team in Europe right now. But then we still have a problem in defense. I think as much as we have Colwill, you can say has a lot of years to become world class. We have Tosin, who still, I think, is peaking, but is not peaking in the way that a world class CB should be peaking. Like, is at his peak, but is still being benched by Chalobah, and probably his preference by Maresca. But he has to show that he's so good at that thing that Chalobah cannot bench him. And I think they're even considering selling him or loaning him out. Now, that's the issue. They want to loan, or not loan, sell. They want to sell one of the CBs. They want to sell either Chalobah or Tosin. or even both of them, because they think Fofana is coming to take that position, and they've said that Fofana will be the first choice for Maresca. But Fofana has played only 39 games since, I think he was signed in 2023 or 2022. That's like 3 years, 2.5 years or something. He has only played one season in like 2.5 seasons. That should be worrying, and Chelsea should not be depending on somebody who only plays a third of the season to be the first choice defender. And even if he's coming after this injury, will we be getting the same player? When James came after the injury, he lost a ton of his speed, running speed. Right now he can't play the way he used to play, like the way he used to run to the wing and back and tackle every defender. He can't run the same way that Malo Gusto runs, and that's the effect of an injury. And it is expected that if Fofana comes, especially after this long period, he's not going to be the same player. Now, why would a team such as Chelsea depend or put all their eggs on Fofana, who is probably not coming to play the same way? Or even if he's coming to play the same way, he's probably not coming to play for the entire season. Like, we are so used to seeing him injured that sometimes we even forget he's our player, because he usually just comes for a couple of games and goes back. I think if Chelsea does not get a better right back, a better right center back, then they should not sell either Chalobah or Tosin, or both of them. I think we have loaned out Sarr. We are going to loan out Anselmino, and even if Izia is not going to play, so those are the only choices. Like, you have in right center back, you have only Chalobah and Tosin, and in left center back you'll have Badiashile and Colwill, and if you sign Jorelato, you'll have him there, but I think he's being sent to be left backup. So if you're not going to sign another CB, of which you have not been linked with any other CB apart from Jorelato, I don't think it's a good idea to sell any of Chalobah or Tosin. But then the other big news is Nicholas Jackson might go. I think we have to accept it. There has been a lot of rumors surrounding it, and sometimes with those rumors, it means something is just happening. And Man United don't have a striker, and they want to offload Garnacho. And in the past, I think last week, there were rumors that we were going to exchange Garnacho with Jackson, and that thing has continued. It's just persisting. And it has even become more, especially with Nicholas Jackson yesterday saying that, or his agent or people closer to him saying that as much as Nicholas Jackson usually does want to keep fighting for his position in Chelsea, if it doesn't work, he might reconsider and go to Man United. That's usually the talk, especially if they're sacking a coach. They usually say that we have utmost confidence on you. And then after 2 weeks, that's when it's just a way of warning, of trying to say that don't blame me, but I might be going. Don't blame me, but we might be sacking you. That's that's the thing. That's the message that you get from that. So I think Nicholas Jackson is changing his stance and will probably move to, Old Trafford. Is that a good thing? I think that guy is a baller. Is a good player. He probably just lacks the inborn striking thing. Like sometimes just scoring requires you have, like, football is made in such a way that people who just score, they just score. Like at some point Giroud was not running, he was not doing anything, but you just expected him to score. Ibrahimovic at some point you just expected him to score. Some people crouch, they were not even athletic as such. Like their build was not even very tall, but sometimes at certain point in the game with certain chances you expected them to score, and that just usually happens to a lot of people. With other people, that scoring instinct is just not there. We saw it with Arsenal's Pepe. Sometimes he would just do magic, like dribble a lot of people and just do a lot of magic, but when it came to scoring, you just lack it. And Palmer has that thing. As much as he has been missing for a period of time, he just can't miss certain chances. He just have that scoring instinct. And I think that lacks in Jackson. But it doesn't mean that he's a bad player. Now, if they're signing him to be their main striker, then they'll be having a lot of troubles. I don't think it's something that you correct just instantly. You'll have to work it out over and over and over again, probably after years of playing top level technical football tactic. That's when you start getting, okay, I'm messing this thing up, You just can't do it through shooting. So I think, was it last year? Hi Ryan, I've seen you. Last year, not last year, but one, when Pochettino was telling Modric that he should not keep, because he wanted to prove that he can shoot and he can score. He was, after the training, he would go back and try to shoot, and Pochettino was warning him that even with those drills, just increasing the number of drills trying to shoot will not give you that instinct instantly. You'll have to go through a period of time to, internalize it, like get the silly mistake that you usually do, like build up the instincts. Yeah, that's about it. We have talked about Arsenal, we have talked about Chelsea, we have talked about Man City, Man United. I don't think there's any other news. We are waiting for several friendlies on 26th. That's when we'll be able to rate or be able to predict which among those people that all these top teams have signed are we expecting to perform better next season. Now, today I've seen Zubimendi, and I don't think the 45 minutes were enough to judge him as much as he tried. He was doing the basic stuff. You have also seen Norgard. He was again doing the basic stuff. It wasn't like we were amazed, like they were doing something, big. Anyway, for those who have tuned in, I think that's the end of my stream. Good short 30 minutes. Let's meet up tomorrow for more transfer news that will happen between now and tomorrow. If you have not subscribed, please make an effort to subscribe, like our stream, sometimes share, put the notification on so it alerts you whenever we come in. And thank you for tuning in. Ryan, thank you, mate.